we're going to ink this dragon in color and add just a couple black highlights to him. So I'm going to try to build some things on him and color him at the same time. I'm going to leave my pencil lines in still until we're done. I'm going to use the wedge side of this pen. Try and have it give me some sharp ends. And also give me a little bit of variation. And try to work in brown, because this particular dragon, I think, will benefit from some brown. And he's got some fur on him. I'm going to try to use a wedge tip to build up some fur here. I want to try to get some okay, so we call them rougher swipes. So they've got some little bits of pseudo brush stripes in them, like right there and right there. Try and build that up underneath here. Come right into these horns. Like a dark end there. Bring them right in. Again, we'll have some fur around the edges there. This is, I would say, a much looser inking technique than I've been using. But I want this piece to be a little more loose. And I am going to come back in and I'm going to tighten some parts with some other colors. So this is going to be a real combination piece. But I want to have some of these looser lines in here before I try to do the black ink. Sometimes the black ink can smear if you do the color after. So I don't think that would actually be the case here with the pens that I use, but just in case. Plus, I don't want the black to be the focus in this piece, so I want to try to use it sparingly at the end. I think that's actually the more important consideration for me in this case. And I am going to use a couple different colors here. Not a real large palette, because I do want it to be kind of in the same sort of the same brown range with just some darker bits to it. But I think there's going to be some opportunity to see some of this or some of these colors blend together, which is pretty cool if it works out like I think it will. But I think it will. I'm kind of doing this little dragon mustache here. I want it to kind of curl in. I also want it to be a little bit wispy. I think I may have mentioned that when I was doing it in the pencils. And again, I can still go back into certain areas if I want and try to build up another layer of brown. And one of the reasons I like this paper that I'm using, and I like these markers, is that I can do some nice layered effects with one marker. But it's still a technique that is true of a lot of markers. You just have to practice with it and see what your markers can do. I'm going to try to leave this dragon's eyebrows a little bit lighter overall than how I treated his mustache, or I treated his hair or mane, because I want to have the eyes not get buried underneath a bunch of dark lines. Try and give him a little bit of a lip right here. I'm going to come back in and I'm going to do those teeth in black. And then what we're going to do is wispy goatee. And just real quick fill out the back of them. I'm going to take a little bit of artistic license versus my pencils there. Give him a little wispy tail. So I think he deserves that more than the tail that I originally drew for him. Alright, so now I have most of my dragon. I'm going to switch it up just a little bit. I'm going to add some slightly darker brown. To the bottoms of a couple of these. And into the body of some of the hair. Erase out just a few of these pencil lines. That'll help clean up a little bit of what we're seeing. That'll make my next bit of coloring / inking a little easier. One thing about light markers like the yellow in my hand is they will pick up some bad things from the graphite in a pencil. So I try not to have a lot of pencil left over if I'm using them. Makes kind of yellow black streaks. It's not very good. Just going to try and give the eye some extra accent there. Give the nostrils a little bit of extra accent, a little darker. I'm really right now just trying to think about where a lot of the darkest parts are going to be. And just hit those. There's going to be an announcement pretty soon. I'll try to give the ears a little bit of focus. I'm just going to try to create a little bit of separation of his mane and his head from that back part. I'm going to do a little bit of outlining of his horns. Try to bring just a little bit of the black into the edges underneath where those other lines. Sneak a couple lines into that darker section. And so we got a lot of extra focus on the front here. Let's see what I can do with the back side real quick here. Because I want to give him a little bit of volume in this other color. Go back to this other darker color for a second. Drop in a couple spots. into the hair. Try to be careful that I don't lose some of what I thought was so nice about the brush strokes. Still build up a couple of those. Just going to try to make some short companion lines to a couple of these. And fix up these claws just a touch. And there we go. We have a nice Chinese dragon, Oriental dragon.